It's been 25 years since this Madonna album came out, which I clearly have in CD form because in 1998, I mean the 90s, CDs were all the rage, no longer vinyl, even though I do have the first single Frozen on vinyl, and it's a very special anniversary actually also for Italians for a very simple reason. Madonna presented this single, the first single taken from Ray of Light, right at Sanremo, which falls around this time, and 25 years have gone by. It seems impossible. This is the album that got me passionate about this great international singer who I didn't know so well before. I always remember when Frozen was on the radio and in the car my dad said, "Madonna, what an amazing song." And I said, "Yeah, it's not bad, but it wasn't anything special." And he said, "You don't understand anything. This is Madonna," he told me. You can't understand because I was 13 years old, and of course I'd soon become passionate about Madonna and this album, probably the most beautiful in Madonna's career anyway. The one with the most sought-after sounds here was William Orbit, a great guru of English electronic music from London who, with all his absolutely particular sounds, created a unique album together with Madonna, with whom she then continued to collaborate sometime after also for the next album, Music in 2000, and then she kind of abandoned Caratana, as she did with many other producers. I remember this album very well, which, by the way, is the first CD I ever bought in my life, so it's a really emotional thing for me. And with this incredible booklet inside where there are photographs by Mario Testino, he was one of the greatest photographers, and where Madonna was truly magnificent on MTV at the time, which had arrived in Italy about a year earlier in 1997, the year before. I think they even had Madonna Day for Madonna's 40th birthday. Now things have substantially changed. Stunning photos. She was truly beautiful. An exceptional album. Think that from this album, if I'm not mistaken, 5 singles were released. Frozen was the one that started and then was possibly paired with Ray of Light almost immediately. From this incredible album, however, a series of important singles were extracted. The third single was Joint World Substitute for Love, which also had a beautiful video. I think then there was The Power of Dubai, an amazing video that you'll remember with this wonderful photography. With these blues, greens, Madonna goes brunette for the occasion because in the first 3 singles she was very blonde. Speaking again, the last single is Naturally Madness, and that one with her dressed as a geisha is stunning. And of that I have a kind of maxi single on vinyl, Truly Beautiful. And she was still brunette, The Power of Dubai, Naturally Madness. She was dark-haired in exactly the last 2 singles won at the MTV Video Music Awards in 1998, if I remember rightly. Best Video of the Year and a bunch of other awards, Best Female Artist and so on. In Sanremo, it was incredible, and Sanremo to us characterizes the release of this Madonna album in an amazing way because it was presented at that Sanremo by Raimondo Vianello. There was this fantastic misunderstanding with Madonna, who had not performed publicly for at least 3 or 4 years because she was previously pregnant with her first child. She did Evita a few years before, and it was not an Evita album that she promoted by doing live performances, and so it had been many years since she had performed live, even though obviously the song was in absolute playback. A song that she performed at Sanremo in a fantastic way anyway. That is, she performed it, she was in playback, she staged it, the lighting, and Madonna was so pleased that she even asked the Rai production to be able to use the video footage. But the interesting thing was that Raimondo Vianello didn't speak English at all. And having pre-arranged with Madonna, he had to perform the piece and leave so as not to ruin the atmosphere created with a piece like Frozen, which, by the way, had a phenomenal music video. He essentially had to leave. Madonna was so delighted by the audience's reaction that she was given a lengthy applause, a standing ovation. It's an extraordinary piece, Frozen. She was blonde, stunning, clothed head to toe in this black dress, a tad glossy, remarkable, and she decided to stick around to stay a bit longer And there was even a joke written that Madonna had to tell Raimondo Vianello, which actually was not supposed to be the case anymore, but he stayed and decided to go through with it. And she said to him, "You've changed." Because the first time Madonna was at Sanremo, if I'm not mistaken, presenting Take About from Bad Time Stories in 1995, Pip Baudo was present. And Vianello, taken a bit by surprise and not speaking English, says, yes, that's fine, but we have to move on. And so I humorously kicked Madonna off the airy stage. We have to keep going, you're Madonna, but the show must go on. So my personal affection for Madonna started then. Then she would go on to make many other great albums, music 2 years later, which she went to present at Caramba. What a surprise from Cara, the second single. At least don't tell me. But the fact is that Ray of Light probably remains, in my opinion at least, and for sentimental reasons, probably Madonna's most beautiful album, the most polished, the most studied, the most intimate, inspired by the Kabbalah. In short, it's a truly beautiful album. I genuinely believe that Madonna, if she wanted to release a single from every single song on this CD, she could have. There are 13 tracks, even Swim, which is the second track. I remember, it's fantastic. Now you can't make a single out of everything. Candy Perfume Girl was an almost rock song, incredible. Skyfit 7 had an incredible amount of remixes made of it. It was a really super danceable disco song, not to mention Shanti Ashtangi, which was a song written in Sanskrit. William Orbit was really the great guru of electronics, To Have and Not to Hold, Little Star, which is also beautiful, and was dedicated to Madonna's eldest daughter, born a couple of years earlier, and Mere Girl, a bit in French, La Ragazza del Mare, which is instead dedicated, I think, to her mother, something like that. An album really to be rediscovered, exceptional, of which unfortunately I repeat I don't own a vinyl because we are in the middle of the CD era. I bought, and this was my first CD, Ray of Light by Madonna. 25 years have passed, just think.